Making these intermittent fasting mistakes will actually cause you to gain weight, and here's why. Hey Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and I have been fasting for over 10 years. Whether it's 16 and 8 or an 18-hour fast, I've constantly fasted in order to improve my health. Now the issue is that I've seen a lot of people implement intermittent fasting and actually get the opposite result of what they were hoping for, and you may be one of them. So if you're fasting and gaining weight, I want you to watch out for this stuff right here, and also make sure that you avoid this so that this does not happen to you, because it happens to so many people. The first thing on our list is we want to make sure that we are not breaking our fast correctly. If you're consuming carbs and sugar when breaking your fast, it's going to lead to more cravings, lead to you not feeling well, and also probably cause you to overconsume food. What you want to really break your fast with is protein and fats. There's a lot of studies out there that, for instance, breaking your fast with eggs and some cheese or, a piece of meat, that kind of thing, you're actually going to consume lesser amount of calories throughout the day and also have lesser amounts of cravings. So breaking your fast, focusing on proteins and fats is going to be the most ideal way to do that. Next is we want to make sure that we're not coming across too much stress in our life. The thing is that's very interesting about the human body is that stress always makes us stronger. So for instance, if you want to build stronger bones or muscles, you put more weight on them, you exercise, right? If you want to build a stronger immune system, essentially what you do is you get sick and then you come back stronger from it. Well, the fact is with fasting is that stress on our body makes us healthier. But here's the issue is that if you have a lot of stress in your environment, from the workplace, from your relationship, from family life, whatever it is, if you have that stress compiled on the stress of fasting, well, then it can actually be a negative for you. So you have to make sure you're doing everything you can to reduce stress, because remember, stress leads to increased cortisol, which can lead to increased blood sugar and insulin levels, and then it does the opposite of what we're always trying to accomplish with intermittent fasting, and that's lose weight, get healthy, right? So in order to reduce stress, just focus on doing like some box breathing, some meditation. That'll be very helpful. Hey, it's Dr. Z, and I want to help you improve your health naturally, because true health only comes naturally. The best way to stay in contact with me is by joining my newsletter. Nobody cares about your health like I do. Click on the link below this video to join my newsletter, and we'll stay connected for life. Let's go ahead and talk about too much fasting. If you are somebody who is fasting too much, you can actually crush your metabolism. So if you're doing these 1 meal a day and you're not getting enough calories in and you're just pushing it too hard, well, that can be a really negative thing for your body. Think of the show The Biggest Loser. When people would go through that show and they would do that really calorie restrictive diet, essentially what would happen is they would find themselves in a position where their metabolism would just get destroyed. So after the show and they had lost all that weight, they would not only gain it back, but they'd gain back a whole bunch more. When they tested their metabolism, they found that, wow, these guys, their metabolism is literally destroyed. So when we do fasting, we don't want to be doing too much fasting, and we don't want to be doing a whole bunch of calorie restricting as a result of that, and then find ourselves with a plummeted metabolism that makes it to where it's like no matter what we eat, we start to gain weight. So be careful of too much fasting. Listen to your body and do what's right for you. Calories, this is another issue. Obviously, eating too many calories is going to be a problem, because it's just a simple calorie in, calorie out situation. If you're eating too many calories, you're going to gain weight. Issue is not eating enough calories too, as we just mentioned with this too much fasting situation. It is always good to make sure you dial in your calories and have some sense of what you're supposed to be eating. Do I count my calories every day? Absolutely not. But do I know roundabout where I'm supposed to be at and what normal food intake should look like for me in order to maintain my body weight in the way I want to look? Absolutely. Doing this for as many years as I have a good sense of what I need. So always watch calories. You don't want too much, you don't want too little. Now, the next thing here is we have to make sure that we're not unknowingly breaking the fast. I see so many people do this, and you may even be doing this yourself. A lot of people will say, well, I heard that you can put cream in your coffee and a little bit of sugar, and you can have some protein as long as it's not over 50 calories. I see this all the time, but the fact is that is all breaking your fast and ruining the results that you're hoping to get. So we have to make sure that when fasting, we're doing a good clean fast. Sure, you can have a tea, sure you can have a black coffee, sure you can have sparkling water, electrolytes, and all that kind of stuff, but you have to make sure that you're not eating proteins and fats and things of that nature. Sure, it can be keto, but keto and fasting is two different things, and keto is not fasting, nor is fasting keto. So I see people having sugars and fats, and the reality is sure, that might be keto, but that's not fasting. So we have to differentiate between the two. Now, the next thing we want to do is make sure we're not plateauing. Let's say you're doing 16 and 8 intermittent fasting, you've done it for 3 years straight. There's a good chance you're very much plateaued. So what you can do to switch that up, I always refer to it as metabolic flexibility. Meaning that, well, one day you do 16 and 8, one day you take a day off, the next day you do 1 meal a day. You switch it up constantly, and as a result of that, you're not patterning your metabolic system. You know what happens is, just like going and working out and doing the exact same workout every single day, eventually it just really isn't that effective anymore. Well, the same thing has been found with fasting in the people that I've worked with. So therefore, what I always recommend is, if you feel that you've plateaued and you know what, you're not getting the results, you're gaining a little bit of weight, start switching it up and you'll start to get those results back. It happens every time. Let's talk about dehydration, because when you're fasting, one of the issues is you're not eating, and when you're not eating, a lot of times you're not drinking enough water too. So we want to make sure we keep our electrolytes up and our water up, especially when we're fasting, for the best results. And also, if you're dehydrated, a lot of times it leads to you thinking, hey, I need more food. You start shoveling in more food because you're trying to stop that craving of dehydration. Well, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. And as I said before, electrolytes are important during this time, and you're going to feel great, and also avoid constipation, which is going to be pretty nice too. So give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, and if you love this video, I bet you're going to love this one next.